All right, let's see. Whoa, everything's just loading up now. Okay, okay. Oh boy, everything is just screaming at me. Okay. Whoa. All right. Okay, let's close that. Oh jeez. Okay. Well, happy Tuesday, everybody. Normally I do my streams on Monday, but there were a couple of reasons why I did not do it yesterday. One was that it was a holiday, and my wife and I spent the day together, and we were just bumming around and doing things. And I'll be honest with you, yesterday... Hold on, I just got to find my stuff here. Okay, yeah, I don't need the music and everything. Thanks, I got it. Sorry, I didn't... I'm doing this much more casually today, I will admit. Oh, whoops. That's not the paste button. That's the paste button. Perfect. Go ahead. Let me turn this speaker off. I don't need this on anymore. There we go. Sorry about that loud noise. That was me turning off the speaker in the background. And so, yeah, yesterday... oh, I forgot. Sorry. I have to select the live source and verify that that works. Here it is. Still picking the wrong one. That's okay. As long as it works, I really don't care. So let's do a quick test of that, shall we? So we'll say test 1. Okay. Wait. Oh, I have to hit the button. Now, let's do test 1. There it is. And let's do test 2. And there we are. Okay, so let me switch to multi-stream. I'm going to shrink this down. I'm going to shrink that down. I'm going to shrink that down. And now I just need to paste this, so bear with me a minute, please. And I will continue my long, winding explanation that I doubt anybody even cares about, but I'll explain it anyway. Because I don't usually vary my days like this, but this was an exception. So like I said, Monday was or yesterday, at the time of this live thing, yesterday was a holiday. And my wife and I had the day off, but the other reason was, I'll just be honest, I really was not in the mood to do it because our dog was limping. She just had 2 of her teeth pulled out, and we'd just gotten past that, and then suddenly on Monday morning, so the morning of the holiday, yesterday morning. Is it yesterday? Wait, what day is today? Yeah, it would be yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. She suddenly was limping. And I'll be honest, I'll just tell you, I panic when something like that happens because I don't know what's going on. And so I'm going to take her to the vet tomorrow. But fortunately, she's walking a lot better today. And this did happen once before, right after she got her shot for her, sorry, I'm losing my words here, for her arthritis. So what my wife and I think is, like the last time, as it turned out, she probably felt really good after getting that shot and overdid it. And then, you know, it hit her. So I really hope that's it. We're going to go and she won't be thrilled, but whatever. She's not a fan of the vet, as most animals are not. But yeah, we're gonna go and we'll just check things out and make sure. And it's probably that I'm overreacting because I do tend to do that. But honestly, it's just the way I'm built. So I really was not in the headspace for it yesterday anyway. Fortunately, like I said, she is walking much better today. It's still there a little bit, but it's not like it was yesterday, which is a good sign because there was somebody who had said, well, I always wait 3 days before I take my animal in just to make sure it wasn't something temporary. And honestly, I don't know. I couldn't do 3 days. 1 day to me is too much. I just don't like not knowing what's going on. It's just my thing. I want to know what's going on. So, okay. Whoa. Did my thing just freeze? Oh, no, there it is. Okay, sorry. I thought the whole thing froze, but it didn't. So, yeah, like I said, even if I had done a stream yesterday, it probably would have been not great because my head just wasn't in it. And I'd prefer not to do that. So, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and roll our opening here because I've been babbling on long enough. And I think everything's working now. We'll see. Hold on. And, oh, I guess I should zoom out a little bit so you can actually see something. There we go. All right. Yeah, so like I said, I think I made the right decision not doing the stream yesterday because it wouldn't have been a good stream. I was just too anxious and worried. So, like I said, I'm in a better headspace today because she's doing better today. I mean, it is exact. I had the thought actually before her Saturday vet visit. I'm like, man, everything seems to be going really smoothly. When is the rubber band going to come back and snap? Sure enough, it did. Just like I figured it would at some point, because I do believe in that whole. I shouldn't say believe in. It's not really a theory, but I do subscribe better to that whole rubber band theory. I always get nervous when things go too well for too long, which, you know, is just how I'm structured. I get nervous when things have been going well for a while. I'm sitting there going, okay, when's the hammer going to drop? And right on time. I actually had just had that thought last week because, you know, we were outside. I'm like, man, things have been going exceptionally smoothly. This cannot bode well. And, you know, not that I'm trying to, I don't want to bum anybody out. I don't want anybody to, you know, don't think negatively. Positive thoughts are good. I wish I could achieve them myself. I'm not that good at it. It's just not the way my brain's wired. So, yeah, so we'll be taking a quick trip, I hope a quick trip to the vet tomorrow. And I'll be very happy if they tell me that I'm just overreacting, which it would not be the first time. And I can accept that. That's okay. All right, so what I'm working on here, as you can see, I hope, yes, it's still going, has not locked up or anything, is the Plantastic Pothead. I've done some progress, as you can tell here. There's more vines, more leaves, more flowers, more color, although I have the color turned off because I'm kind of going through and fine-tuning. So now I'm adding all these little leaves, and I'll probably put some flowers on some of these vines, so it's not all just leaves. So that's my plan as well. Oh, look at that. We have to fix that. Hold on. That's in... I made groups. Didn't I make a vine group? I did. There it is. Is that this one? Yes. So I have to add to the layer mask right here. I missed that, so let's go ahead and mask that out. Very good. Okay. Seal that up. Come back down here. And we'll just... This I don't mind erasing because I can only... Putting color back in is easy. But I'm masking the line work because that would be more difficult than just coloring something back in. That's pretty easy. So, yeah. But yeah, I've got more detail work in here. And so as a result, this will probably be a... I'm going to aim for about an hour for this stream, I think. I think that's a fair one. I'll have to take a very short break in about 35 minutes we still have to soften our dog's food just a bit. She probably really doesn't need it softened anymore, but I'm a big fan of doing things gradually. So we're softening it for less time now. But that was the good thing, is all the stuff with the extracted teeth all looks great. So that part went fine. So I'm hoping it's the same thing with... Oh, wow, look at that. With her legs. So I do think it probably means... I do think at this point she probably can't get back. She probably has to stop getting up on the couch. Which I'm kind of bummed out about because, you know, dogs don't understand why things change. They don't know what's going on. But the reality is the couch, because she had hip surgery on the back legs, And this makes sense. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. But basically, her front legs have had to do a lot of the work that her back legs used to do. And just the way that I think a lot of dogs, but particularly golden retrievers, are structured, a lot of their weight is on the front end anyway. So the front legs end up taking more of the weight and everything else. And for her to get up on the couch, she's utilizing her front legs a lot. And I wonder if that's not part of what happened, was just because this happened once before. Like I said, she was feeling good and she was doing all this stuff, and then suddenly it was like a whiplash of it, where then she was just, I mean, she was limping really bad the last time, scarily bad the last time. It fortunately has not been like that this time, so that's a good sign, I think. I hope. But I think part of that is the couch, and I just think, yeah, at this point, probably can't have her going up there anymore. Which, like I said, it makes me sad, because it's just, you know, it's just signs that she's older, and you know, you don't want to think about all that stuff, but that's how it goes. Like so many things, age just is a reality, and you can try to ignore it. But in the end, it's not going away. It's just what it is. So, yeah. I think couch days are over, which is fine. She's got multiple beds around the house, so she will not have a problem finding a place to relax. That's not an issue. It's just going to be, you know, for 10 years now, we've been able to look over, and she's, you know, laying on the couch with her head on the little armrest or whatever they call it. So, not seeing that'll make me sad, I'll admit. But if it means less pressure on her legs, and it means, you know, that she's going to be more comfortable in general, then hey, it's not that big a deal. So, yeah. But like I said yesterday, I just don't know that I would have been in the right mindset to do a stream. And I probably would have gotten really annoyed if, you know, like if the thing freezes up or something like that. I probably just would have gotten short-tempered about it and just quit out of it. So better to do it today, because in general, things are looking a little better. And what is that? Oh, I see what that is. That's that thing behind it. Okay. Well, let's finish one thing at a time. Did I? Oop, no, I didn't. Oh, geez, more of this. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. So yeah, we're working on the Plantastic Pothead, and then I do have to get back to my Cyberhead, because I haven't worked on that in a while, but I will get back to that, because I do want to get that finished as well. I kind of want to get this one done, because I know that Mr. Pruitt's wife is kind of building up her business with this, and if she so chooses to use it, I'd like to have it ready for her sooner rather than later, so that she can utilize it, if it makes sense. If she doesn't, I won't be hurt by it. It won't bother me. But yeah, it started out as, I wasn't expecting to do all these little leaves and everything, but yeah, you know, I'm having a fun time doing it. Oh man, another one. Ay, ay, ay. No, it's not that one, it's this one. Okay. I'm on the mask, make sure. Yes, I am. Yeah, it's fun. Having a good time with it. Because I don't draw a lot of plant stuff. I have done more in recent years, but still not, I wouldn't say I do a lot of it. Actually, funny thing, earlier, I got a message on one of, I think last week's, well, the video that posted last week, not, was it last week's stream? Jeez, I don't even remember. Anyway, whatever it was. I got a message from somebody who said that they were entertained, and right within 13 minutes they knew they were going to enjoy the video, and I went, well, that's good to hear, because I don't know, because I'm just a rambling mess in all my videos, so, you know, nice to hear. Oh, yeah, there's another one, jeez. Okay, come on, let's clean you up. There we go. Back to the green. I don't know what I'm going to do with the, oh, no, eraser. There we are. It might be, nope, not the end. Let's see, what do we got here? Hey, Cremillion, happy Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. And, well, you know what? Rather than say that, how are you doing? Like most people who do streams understand how the basics of conversation work. I'll pretend I do too. How are you doing this Tuesday? What is that? Is that this? Let's see. Yes, it is. I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Is that? No, that's that. There we go. Okay. Anything else that I missed? Anything else I missed? Either color-wise or line-wise. Oh, might be in good shape. Might. Oh, nope. There's one. Well, that's a different layer, though. So that's this one. So we'll do the masking on that. I'll just chip that right out. That. And I know I saw another one of those lines somewhere. Oh, interesting you mentioned that. I just finished editing. I'll be honest, one of my faster edits. Luckily, it was a simpler one, but I just finished editing my latest late night episode that will go live on Monday. Recorded it last Wednesday. Had to have it ready for Monday, but fortunately, it was one that was lighter on graphical elements. I didn't have to worry about video clips and a number of the things that I've done for other ones, so it went a lot faster. So I'm happy about that because I really wanted to get it out. I wanted it ready for Monday. It will be ready for Monday. So that's good because I really wasn't sure. Especially because, like I said, when she started having this problem, I didn't even feel like editing yesterday. I didn't feel like eating yesterday. I was in such a anxious state that I didn't even have an appetite, to be honest. I mean, I ate because I knew I had to, but I almost didn't even want to eat. I get like that. When I get worried about her, I lose my appetite. I get very cold, where I almost have to and I don't get cold. One thing, I don't get cold. But when I'm worried, I start freezing up. It's really, really strange. It's a very, very specific set of physical reactions when I get anxious, deeply anxious. It's like I start to kind of close in. And yeah, my body temperature, it feels like it drops. My appetite just vanishes. All kinds of stuff. Let's see. I made a second channel for my voiced videos in case it doesn't work. Yeah. She's doing better, so I'm doing better. That's how it works. So, yeah, I appreciate that, and yeah, I'm in a much better state today than I was yesterday. Because I just tend to jump to assuming the worst. It's just how my brain is structured. I jump straight to worst case scenario stuff. So, even though I know that it's not good to do that, and I'll be the first to tell other people not to do it, but that's what I do. I wish it wasn't that way, but that is how it works. I do not like these long ends now. I think I didn't have a problem with them when I did them originally, but I don't like them now. I don't mind them on these bigger ones, but I don't like them on these smaller ones. I want these to be a little on the shorter side. Just a bit. But yeah, thank you. Yeah, I know I'm doing okay. Doing all right. I'm doing all right because nothing has gotten worse and things have gotten slowly better. And that's what I want. I don't need everything to just suddenly fix itself. That is not how the world works. But I just want, if something is bad, I don't want it to get worse. And if you start seeing small improvement, hey, great. That's enough for me to be like, okay, I can start to ratchet down the anxiety a bit. So yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what? I think it'd be good for me to actually just do a stream and work on this because it's a serene image to work on. So that's what I'm doing. And as I was saying, because I had no appetite yesterday, I'll tell you what, my appetite has come way back. Which is good because Tuesdays we get sandwiches. My wife and I get sandwiches from this local place. I like places that are kind of local, that have local, like they're part of chains they're franchises. So I assume everybody knows what a franchise is, but I shouldn't make that presumption. So there are places like, well, McDonald's actually is one, I think. McDonald's, I believe, is still a franchise. So even though it's McDonald's that's everywhere, the McDonald's in your area is owned by a local person. So you're supporting local workers when you go to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, you're supporting McDonald's too. Don't misunderstand. You absolutely are. But it is also, supporting local economies to some extent. And then there's smaller chains even than that, which is what this is. It's a sandwich place that, and they know us. Like, they know us by name. They know my wife. They know I always get the same sandwich, so and they'll make suggestions. Oh, here's how you could do this cheaper, that type of thing. Get the sandwich with the same ingredients, but for cheaper, which they will probably say because I did something a little different this time. Because I'm so weirdly particular about food sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. Let's see. Really? Wow. Well, you know what? It's better for your health. Trust me, you're better off. I'm sure that there are other things of equal dubious health benefit, but delicious fast food crappiness. Because that's one thing. I doubt there's many places on the planet where somebody has not figured out that no matter how healthy the local populace may be, there are just times where you crave something that you know is terrible for you. You just know it. Oh, there you go, Burger King. I haven't had Burger King in a long time. A very long time. Not for any particular reason. But now that you say that, I think I will try it again at some point. Because I used to like Burger King quite a bit. I don't know why. I think there was not one nearby for a while. Because I don't really have any particular loyalty to one chain or another. I don't really care. And especially now that they all kind of taste the same because they all use the same basic ingredients, more or less. But Burger King, I always liked the fact that they were a little bit on the, kind of like Wendy's, where they made things a little fresher. I apologize, I'm talking about the food, so if you guys want me to shut up because it's making you hungry, I completely understand. I don't like to do that. Hold on, there was a weird noise from outside. I'm just going to go look and make sure there's nothing to worry about. Make sure there wasn't just a car accident outside. Stay there. I'm talking to my dog, not you guys. Stay right there. I'm just looking. Just stay, cutie. Sorry, I'm just walking in here. No, okay. Just checking. I didn't go anywhere. Just stay calm. It's okay. Yeah. There, unfortunately, where we live, the road that we're on, people drive like morons because there's a side street without a light. And people will come flying down. And if you're not paying attention, somebody stops to turn there. There have been not every, of the accidents that have occurred since we've lived on this street. Let's say there were 20, 19 of them were because of that turnoff. Because people are just racing down the street and they're probably looking at a phone or whatever and they don't see that the person in front of them is braking and they run right into them. Luckily, knock on wood or whatever, so far, there have been no serious injuries. It's always just been banged up cars and people who are, shaken up or whatever. There's been no fatalities or anything. I hope it stays that way, but, it doesn't take much. So, yeah. Yeah, Burger King. Yeah, I haven't had Burger King in a long time. Long time. But we don't really eat much fast food of that type anymore anyway. Let's see. Small truck, what's wrong? Yeah, we have narrowly, which again, I don't even like to say this out loud, we have narrowly avoided having our house hit a few times. I mean, narrowly. No damage to anything. The couple times there's been stuff right nearby. We've been very, very lucky that way. I hope it continues. But, yeah, our neighbors, somebody ran through and hit their car. Neighbor one down got their car hit into. Another individual down at the corner, about 2 houses down from us, somebody went right through their fence. By the way, you may hear background noise because our AC has kicked on because let's give you the Tuesday night weather report from Northern California. Here we go. Ready? So it was, I believe I think on Friday, it was 80 degrees. Day before it might have been 77. Beautiful day. Today, 90. Tomorrow, weirdly, 85. Then 91, 102, 103. And then it's going to shoot down 2 days later to 77. It's going to be in the 70s again on Tuesday. I don't know what's going on with the weather. But yeah, there's a little warning. Heat advisory in effect from 11 a.m. Friday to 11 PDT Pacific time Saturday. Dangerously hot conditions with temperatures 99 to 109. Well, luckily, we're not projected for 109, but I'll tell you what, 103 is no picnic either. So, I mean, 103? I know it's going to be June. I know it's summer, but just terrible. I just don't like heat, man. I just don't like it. Oh, what are you going to do? But, yeah, there have been accidents right around us, which I'm never all that thrilled about because I'm like, yeah, it feels like the odds of us being part of it are going up because they just hasn't been in a while, I have to say, outside of the usual kind of drunken stupidity, but not anything major. And as I said, luckily nobody ever seriously hurt that I'm aware of, which is the important thing. Cars can be replaced, people cannot. Yeah, me either. The problem is I'm in Northern California, so I don't have much of a choice. Luckily, AC. So I can't imagine how people could tolerate any of this without air conditioning. I really, really, really can't. It's pretty bad. Hi, cutie. It's not time yet. She's looking at me already. She's already hungry. I'll tell you what, she's had zero appetite problems. Zero. Huh. Yeah, you got no problem when it comes to eating. Which is good. That's a good sign. Let's see, I heard it. I've always gotten too hot, even just sitting. Yeah, well, I've never gotten red and dizzy. But I definitely know what you mean about overheating. That's what I mean about, for me to get cold, tells me that I'm not in a good state. So that's a sign to me. I'm like, yeah, you're definitely physically reacting if you're cold. Because that don't ever happen. But, yeah, I mean, 103 degrees. I mean, it could get worse. I don't know what the projections for the summer are. We had days of 109, 110. I think the hottest was 113 the one day. And, I mean, luckily, because I know how bad I am with heat, I have all these, although I may replace them with even stronger ones, but we have these shades over almost all the windows that at least blunt the sun. They don't stop it. Still gets warm. But they do cut down on how much sunlight comes in. But like I said, I think these are, 65 or 70% blinds. I may replace these with even more powerful ones because it still gets really warm. So, and really the only way you can, well, one of the only ways, there are multiple ways. I'm going to do the super cooling thing again. Probably starting maybe Thursday night, maybe Friday night. No, yeah, it'd be Thursday night because Friday's going to be the first hot day where I chill the house down overnight. And that does work. I was kind of suspicious about it, but it does appear to work. Definitely makes it where the AC doesn't have to kick on as soon. And then I'll just basically black out the whole house. So, try it. I mean, the only thing that I really haven't figured out a good solution to, and there just isn't one, is keeping the grass alive. Because, man, I mean, you literally can see, and I'm no lawn anything, you know what I mean? I don't know anything about lawns or... but you can see on the grass, which is astonishing if you've never seen something like this. You can see where the sunlight stays the longest because you can see like the grass dying in lines. It's crazy because it just tells you exactly where the sun is hitting it the longest and for the and probably when it's at its hottest. You can just see where the grass is dying. And you know, even running sprinklers and everything, it doesn't seem to do it. What is that? I see that. I gotta get rid of that. Where is that? It's not that. God, it's so faint I can barely. Oh, it is that. Okay. So let's just do that. I thought I saw. No, it's okay. We're good. What was I babbling on about? Oh yeah, you can see the sun rays where it's burning, essentially burning the grass out. It's crazy. And even, you know, I run the regular sprinklers. I run the extra sprinklers. I'm gonna go out there with the hose today and try that on this one area where you can just see it. It's just the sun is just demolishing the grass. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't even care. I'm not a big lawn person anyway. But it's nicer to walk on for the dog, and you know, I have zero lawn care knowledge. My dad still cuts my hair. Hey, you know what? Good for you. We have a lawn service. Don't get me wrong. I'm not cutting the grass. I don't know what to do. I was terrible at that when I was younger, and my dad tried to get me to use the lawnmower, and I suck at it. But it's more of just trying to keep the watering going. You know, it's not easy. And you're just, and you don't want to just keep watering because then you're just wasting water. And I mean, as far as I know this year, California's doing okay on the drought stuff. I haven't seen any drought alerts, but that can change really fast. And, you know, if you're asking me in my honest opinion whether I think grass is worth wasting water for, I don't. I've actually considered, and I shouldn't say it like it's over with, I'm still kind of considering like what it would take to convert the entire front lawn to be grassless. Some people have done it. It looks fine. I don't care. I'm not that attached to grass in the front yard. The backyard, like I said, for the dog is a different story. But I don't care about the front, you know, front lawn is all rocks or whatever they do. Okay. I don't care. It's just, I don't care. It's just green. I literally would put AstroTurf down. Wouldn't have to water anything. That'd be nice. So, but I know that's not cheap either. I think AstroTurf can discolor too, so it's not like it's a total solution. But wow, what a stream! I'm talking about lawn care on a stream. Isn't that fun? I mean, I guess it sort of fits the theme, but that sounds titanically boring. All right, let's see. Let's figure out what I actually think I might do. Did I put a new layer for that? I did. Let's do this. I might use that green as this leaf color, and I might dampen this down a bit, so that the leaves pop a little bit better. Something like that. Yeah. I think that's nicer. So it still looks like it's related to these vines. Hi, cutie. I'm allergic to grass or rather the bugs in it, but I own goats. Hey! Yeah, but you can, I would imagine you can kind of, well, I don't know how much grass you need. I was just going to say you could probably just have little patches of it, but I'm assuming they probably eat a lot. So I don't know how easy that is. But yeah, that's, you know, if you have live animals, they're going to need to eat. Yeah, my dog just heard the word eat and perked up. Not yet. Not yet. Relax. I'll tell you what. Dogs know when it's getting close to the time to eat. They really do. And they are expert at looking like nobody's fed them in years, even though I know for a fact you ate just over 5 hours ago. You don't miss a meal. Trust me, I miss meals before you do. Right? Yeah, you know that. Well, she doesn't know that, but she should. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I still, you know, everybody keeps saying, oh no, you'll get allergies. Californians all end up with allergies. So far, I haven't. And I really wouldn't want it for grass, because I like the smell of grass, to be honest. Oh, and I screwed that up. Yep. Yep. That's okay, though. That's easy to fix. You know what? Actually, no. I'm just going to go backwards. I'll just undo it. I wasn't paying attention to what layer I was on. So there we go. Now I'm on the right layer. But I think I have to re-dampen this down. Let's go to 30. Let's go to 30. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I was on the wrong layer. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I was on the wrong layer. I just realized it. I was putting this green on this layer. My own fault. I do it all the time. That's okay. I didn't do that many leaves. I'm not worried about it. It's perfectly fine. It is hardly the first time I've done that. In fact, it's not the first time on these streams I've done that. And I guarantee you, it's not going to be the last time I do it. But you know what? I don't care, because these streams are easy going. And the reality is, I said this a while to somebody, I said, no matter how annoying it is sometimes for me to make these dumb mistakes with like stuff like layers, what I try to keep in mind is I am fortunate that I'm able to draw it all, both in terms of having the ability to do it, just to do it in general, and the fact that I still have use of my hands. So, well, yeah, I mean, deleting is... It's one thing I wish... Oh, you know what? I should email them. I should email the Procreate folks. Oh, no, I am backing this up. I'm backing it up to iCloud. Or no, it's not natively backing up. I do wish Procreate had a way to back all of these, all active projects up to the cloud somewhere. Just in case. It's one of the only things I'm actually genuinely surprised they haven't... Unless I've missed it, unless there is integration for that and I've missed where it is, I'm kind of surprised they don't have any way to back projects up either on a schedule or something, because when you delete them from here, as far as I know, they're gone. And I've almost deleted projects a couple times, not just because I swiped on the wrong project and as I was looking at something else, you know. But yeah, I would... If I destroyed something that I spent a bunch of time on, I'd be pretty angry too. I actually almost did that with I've got my own, I have implemented a, what I guess you would call a tertiary, a third backup for my video projects now, because they take so long for me in some cases that I just don't want to even risk, don't even want to risk deleting any of them and having to restart, because, oh man, take me forever, because I'm just, you know, video editing takes a long time if you're good at it, and I'm not that good at it. I'm really not. Like I said, I wasn't even sure that a relatively simple video, the one that I've got coming out on Monday, I wasn't even sure that was going to be done on time. Actually, now that I think about it, that video can actually go on YouTube, where I don't usually post on YouTube, because there's no video clips involved. We never we never played any music or anything. We were just... I'll tell you what I was really happy about. Because if you don't know who Micah Sargent is, he's a host over on the... Oh, hold on, let's see. I hate editing my voice. Oh, God, yeah, I hate listening to my voice. I hate it. I hate it. I like talking. I don't like hearing myself. I really don't. But anyway, I just had... Micah Sargent, who is a host over on the Twit.tv network, on. And if you don't know what Twit is, it's a network that is almost entirely based on technology, like technology news, product reviews. They focus in on different, like they have a whole show about Macs called Mac Break Weekly. It's all about Apple products, usually. That type of thing. And so, I'm just watching the time. In a few minutes, I have to get my dog's food ready, but I have a few minutes. I mean, I'm just going to pause. I'm going to come back. But anyway, one of the things that I initially, which, you know, this was the idea in the very beginning, and I've since just kind of not made it as much of a requirement. Yes, not yet. She just sat up, of course. It's like she heard me talking. Is the original idea when I had the late night series idea was because I was listening to podcasts with people who've been doing shows on specific topics for a long time, and they were getting burned out. They were sick of talking about this thing they once loved talking about. And I thought that was really sad that, that they would get to a point where they're like, yeah, I'm sick of talking about this. So the original idea with the late nights was, well, I'm going to have a series for people who do podcasts on something to be able to talk about things they like to talk about, but that don't make any sense for their shows. Because there are lots of shows that are just kind of general banter, like ours is, where there is no set topic. There are no real, even loosely defined guidelines. There are none. But a lot of shows, people, they build an audience because people come. I've seen this with the Twitch shows where, part of the thing that I think makes shows work is the personalities and hearing those people talk. But you will see people on some of these streams complaining, oh, the hosts are just rambling about stuff now. They're not talking about what the subject of the show is. It's like, man, A, it's their show, number one. But also, geez. And that's why I wanted to do that, to have people to be able to show up on something and talk about stuff outside of the realm of what they always talked about and not have to worry about it, because people burn out. It's hard to talk about the same thing all the time. It really is. All right, now what I'm going to do is, because I do need to, what's the word for it? I do have to get my dog's food prepped. It has to soak for 15 minutes to be soft so it's not damaging her gums, even though she's probably fine. So I'm going to turn this on real quick. I'm going to mute myself unless you really want to hear me mixing up food and water. I'll be back inside of, it won't even be 5 minutes. So I'm going to be right back and we'll keep going here. Just stay. I have to prep it. Just stay. 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 Just stay. You can't have it yet. I have to soak it first. So just stay. Just stay, cutie. Because I have to soak it. So just stay. Just stay. Just stay, cutie. Just stay. Oy. Just stay, sweet. Stay. 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 Just stay. Good girl, just stay there. Because you know you gotta wait. So just stay right there. Good girl. Whoops. Just stay, cutie. Just stay. Damn it. Come on, guys. Just stay. Oh, whatever. I'm not going to worry about that too much. Good girl. Just stay. It's not going to be ready yet. All right. Okay, here we go. Alrighty. Uh-huh. Oh. I don't think I ever muted my mic. Oh, whatever. You just heard me mixing up the food. Sorry. I thought I muted it. What did I actually mute? What did I mute? Oh, I muted... Well, whatever. Okay. Well, I'm sure that was thrilling. That's what I have to do to get my dog not... Even though she did move, after I came back in the room, then she got up. So she stayed that whole time up until just then. Yeah. Even though her food's not going to be ready for 15 minutes. But what can you do? What can you do? All right, so let's see. Wait, you can hear me, right? Yeah, it's showing the meter. So I don't know how I must have... Oh, I muted the background music. There we go. I muted the wrong meter. That's fine. Well, yeah, I mean, that's literally, that's all that happens when I make her food, is me just trying to convince her, not, especially right now, not to get up. Because, the food's not ready. That's the thing. She's used to, normally, she eats right away. But it's, because it has to soak. And when I said, come on, guys, I was angry because the food, basically, the only way to really make the food soak correctly is I put this, it's basically a potato masher on top of it so that it submerges in the hot water. And every time I do that, a couple of them escape, and I get angry because it's like they're doing it on purpose. So, yeah, hey, whatever. Besides me saying the word stay 80 times, there was nothing that was all that special about it, so I don't really care. I just found it would probably be boring. And like I said, just hearing the water in the background, I don't know I know people get sensitive to certain sounds on stuff. Because I know there's people who like the ASMR stuff. They like hearing those noises, but I know there are people who also get really, really sensitive to it. So that's one of the reasons why I could probably talk as I do that, but I don't know if like water sounds irritate people or the sound of the food going in the thing irritates people. I don't know. So I just figure it's easier to mute it and not worry about it. But yeah. Well, like I said, I don't think it was even 5 minutes. It doesn't take long. It's just putting food in a bowl or a little thing and then filling it with water and then submerging it. That's the thrilling bit of it. And then just mixing it up. I will mute it when I mix it up, though, because I know that's loud. And I'll make sure I pay attention to the right one this time and not just mute the background. That is actually funny to me. I muted the background music and not the microphone. Perfect. Someday. You know what, though? I shouldn't really complain because it hasn't frozen. I haven't had any, of course I say that out loud, but I haven't had any, the weird freezing thing that it's done a couple times. It's been alright that way. I probably should have turned the screen on the iPad off to let it cool a bit, but it wouldn't have gained enough time for how fast I was in and out. It wouldn't matter. Oop, a little bit of an edge there. Let's just keep that inside here, because I can definitely, what do I have time-wise? Yeah, that'll be okay. So I'll probably go up until I make her food. I'll give her food. Yeah, well, it's one of the reasons I will never, ever describe myself as a pro. Especially at streaming. Although you're right, because it's interesting. I'm actually happy. There's an individual who I follow whose name is Daniel Ibertson, but his channel it's called Slopes Game Room, because that's his DJ name. And he did a live stream earlier today. He does basically, he does like game histories, and he does this thing called Kick Scammers, where he looks at Kickstarters, where it's pretty clear they're just trying to take people's money. And I followed him for a while. I had him on a late night not too long ago. We were talking about amusement parks. See what I mean? Theme parks. Something that we both really, really enjoyed when we were younger. He still does. And we just talked about theme parks for like 2 hours. It was great. But anyway, I was on his channel because he was live, and so I like to support people by showing up. And I had it on in the background because I was doing some other things. And then when he ended it, he did a raid, which if you're not familiar with Twitch, is where you send everybody who's watching your channel, in case you're watching this on YouTube later and you don't have to go to Twitch, you send everybody that's watching the one stream to somebody else's stream to kind of help them out. And, you know, it's not ready yet. She's standing there in the doorway staring at me. It's not ready yet. It's going to be like 10 minutes. Yeah. She don't want to hear it. Anyway, so they send these, you send people to other things to support those other. She's walking pretty good right now. I mean, you can only barely see it, which is good. That's good. It's a lot better than it was yesterday. Hey, why don't you just lay down and relax? It's going to be a few minutes. All right, fine, I'll scratch your head. It's a good thing I can do the finger painting with literally one. There you go. Good girl. So he sent people over to this other channel where there was a woman playing retro games. And yeah, she was just kind of like looking at her phone, talking to her cat. And I'm happy about that, because I've seen people who go through all this effort to do what I'm sure are considered like professional streaming setups. And they're really, really rigorous about it. And that's great. if that's what you want to do, but I'm happy that there's people who are more casual about it too, because I do think in the end, I mean, some of these people stream for hours, and man, if you can't have fun doing that, or you feel like you have to be a certain way, that's got to be tough. I just don't, I do think about people who do this stuff for a long amount of time and how much they have to be stressed out about it. Because if you do something wrong and suddenly your numbers drop and that's like your livelihood, geez, I don't know. I was talking to Mr. Sargent about that. Because, yeah, it's and like Daniels, you know, he makes a bunch of, I think he makes a good chunk of money off of his videos and his streams, because he talks about the numbers here and there. And I'm like, man, it's just when you know that people know what they're doing and they have some expertise and they can clearly be entertaining and everything else, you just want them to be able to do what they want to do. She's wandering in the other room again. It's not ready yet. You've got like 7 minutes. It's not that. Don't give me that look. You will be fed. Don't worry. You're going to eat before I do. These are the conversations I have with my dog. So, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so I like seeing these people who are, you know, have built up an audience, and people come back and they. Because the only thing that I really do like that, which I will admit I do, and I can't shake the compulsion to do it, is when I do the video stuff now. Because if you watch video shows where there's more than one person, more than one person when they're not in the same room, specifically. When they're in the same room, it's a different thing. But if you're looking at two people who are connected over, let's say, Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, or some kind of, where they're both on remote video, where they're both using a camera and looking at a screen, what you frequently will see is when one person is talking and the other person isn't, the person who's not talking is not looking into the camera most of the time because they're looking at the screen with the person who is speaking where their face is, so that they're paying attention to them. And I gotta admit, for me, that I don't want to do that. I liked the idea that I'm looking into the camera so that not only does the audience see me looking at them out, but so does the person talking. And also wow, is that just really hot there? Oh man, it's getting really warm there. Whew, man, that was a really warm spot. But the other reason is, by not looking at the person, looking at the camera, and not watching them, I feel like I listen better. You know, and I also hope that it gives that person the idea that I am paying attention, which I am. But it both visually looks like I'm paying attention more, but I also think it makes me listen more because I'm not seeing them. I mean, obviously, peripheral vision, I can see them, that the video's moving. I can see that they're speaking. But I'm not looking at them specifically, so I'm really listening to what they're saying. I think. I hope. You know, so it's kind of a 2-for-1 thing. A, that I don't want to look like I'm looking down at something. I want to look like I'm looking at the person for them, for their benefit. And also I feel like it makes me listen more, because I'm not looking at them as much. Even though you can look at somebody and listen to them, don't get me wrong. You can absolutely do that. But for me, I don't know, it's like a weird mental thing where I like doing that. Oh my God, there's no chance I'm going to finish this all on this stream, just because the iPad is, man, it's getting really warm in that one spot. So, yee. Yeah, I think just in terms of my iPad's health, I think I'm going to have to probably break soon. But also because, man, I touched that one area with my finger and it was hottish. So I think, I mean, I'm basically almost at an hour anyway, which is what I usually aim for. But you know what I'll do? What I will do is, when I go and give my dog her food, momentarily, I will turn the iPad screen off just to give it a slight break. And that, you know, it's only going to be a few minutes, but I'll give it a slight break there, and then come back and see how it is. And if it's cooled down enough, I'll go for another 10 minutes or so. And if it really hasn't, then I'll call it right there, because I generally am for an hour anyway. So that wouldn't be a terrible amount of time. I mean, I could also just take a 10-minute interlude, and I guess I could do something else. Huh. Be interesting to take like a short... You know what? I got an idea for something. Hold on a minute. This might be just really stupid but funny. But hold on. Let me just do this. I'll feed my dog here. Ooh, hold on. Gotta fix that first. Because like I said, I'll just give my iPad a bit of a break too. Alright, hold on. Let me just finish this one. I do want to finish this one section. Okay. And then what I have an idea for something. It might be really dumb, but I could almost see it being something I do regularly. Oh, she is looking at me. She's boring her eyes. All right, here's what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to turn the Be Right Back thing on. I'm going to turn the iPad screen off for a minute. Okay, I'm going to put it aside to let that cool off. Now, I'm going to mute myself correctly because I'm going to watch the meter. And I'm going to go feed my dog. I'm going to come back and I'm going to try something. Might be really dumb, but I'll be back in just a few minutes. So let's mute this and I'll see if it works. Unless you heard me say anything, I think I muted myself correctly. So I'll be right back. Okay, wait. All right, there we go. I've unmuted. I'm going to mute myself again in a second, but it looks like I did it correctly because I realized I accidentally added something I did not mean to add. Is it window? I guess it would be that. Add source. Let's see. Wow, it's not there. Oh, add a new source. Okay. I'm going to see if this works. I have to give her meds in a second, so bear with me a minute here. Does it even show that? I don't see it. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, but I don't need it on the top. I was going to put it under here. There we go. Okay, let me look at this. Okay, perfect. Yeah, now I just need to connect the controller because the iPad's still a little warm. Oh, you know what? I gotta go give her medication. I will be right back in a second. Okay, so give me a minute here. Let's see. This is, I'm going to do what I actually, ironically, started doing streams doing, and I haven't done in a long time, which is, okay, here we go. Oh, I forgot the music was going to do that. Oh, you know what? I can mute it. Hold on. There we go. God, that was terrible. All right. The only thing about that is I'm probably not going to be able to see. Am I? I probably still can. Do me a favor. Cremillion, are you still there? Did I unmute my mic correctly? I'm going to get a drink of water. This is nothing like doing this on the stream, you know, with no prep whatsoever or anything, you know. That's the smart move. I don't even know if you can see this. Well, no, I mean, not see this, but... Isn't there a thing where you can tell it to fit the screen? There we go. Oh, I'll bet you it does it differentiate between, are those considered different windows? Ooh, interesting. Let's see. Let's find out. I'll bet you it does. I bet you it's going to see this as a different screen. So let's see. You have enough to eat? I hope so. Yeah, I'm still here. No. Hey, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry that you're not helping support. Okay, so it is this. All right, got it. Oh my God, that's huge. Here we go. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. There we go. All right, now it's in the wrong. I mean, really. I don't know why it doesn't automatically put it where I place it, but that's okay. That's I'm not going to complain about that. All right, so that would go there. All right, here we go. All right, I got is my controller connected? I think it is. All right, here we go. Oh. You know what? The volume on that might be really loud. Hold on a second. Is it loud? Oh, it doesn't have the volume. Okay, hold on. So do I have to add... Interesting. Huh. So I have to add the audio source then. Do I? No. Is it muted because I muted this? Hold on. Well, now it's not making a noise. I wonder if that's the desktop audio. Hold on, let's see. All right, I'm going to rely on you to tell me. Wait a minute, why is my controller not working? Okay, this is going great. Do I have to tell it? Oh, I do. That's right. For some reason, this thing defaults to the wrong controller. Yeah, there it is. So I want that. All right, now's it working. Oh, I have to tell it here, don't I? Hold on a second. Is it this? It is. Okay, let me make sure I've got this configured. Oh, no, that's wrong. Oh, boy. Yikes. Okay, start. Select A, B. I don't need rapid fire toggles. Okay, let's see. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I see you, but we can't play. You're supposed to be taking it easy. All right, you're not hearing any of that, right? Unless it's... Wait. No, that's desktop audio. That's not it. Where is the audio for this thing? Are you hearing the Jaws music? Wait, why is the controller stop working? Oh, boy, it doesn't know where the... Okay. Well, the good news is, by the time I actually get this working, my iPad will have cooled down. Clearly. Hold on. This thing is completely off its rocker. All right, that stuff's okay. All right. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So, the question is, can you hear that? Or is it not? Is the audio not there? Because if it's source properties, yeah, it's there. I only hear you in the stream music. That may not be a bad thing. I don't know why the mixer, background music, that's really odd. Desktop audio device 2. No, it's not that. Mac auxiliary device. Yeah, these are all... Do you have to add these things too? No, these looks like they're already... Hold on. Well, now I'm just curious. Because I wonder if it actually has to capture... I wonder if it wants it to be a audio output capture. Well, that might be what it wants it to be. Let's see. So let's find out. We're gonna find out together. We're having all kinds of fun stuff now. Ah, there it is. I'm gonna bring that way down. Device. Okay. All right, that's it. There it is. Okay, so let me see. Did I unpause it? Where is it? Whoa. Okay. Okay, is that audio playing? Can you hear any of that? Doesn't sound like it. Is it because it's muted? Oh, it pauses it every... Oh. All right, well, I can hear it. Oh, well, there's Jaws. This is going to go badly. Okay, so did you hear any of that when it was playing? Because if you did, that's probably really loud. I'm going to kick it way down to like 40. You can hear me in the stream music. I can't believe I hit Jaws right away. I mean, this is going to be a nightmare. Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just doing this for a few minutes anyway. I mean, even if you only see the audio. Oh, this is one of my favorite games. One of my favorite junky NES games, which is Jaws, which I'm going to play for just a few minutes. Jeez, it's already 6:15. Yeah, I've wasted so much time just setting this up, but I'm pretty much where I wanted to be anyway. So, you know what? Let me, I mean, whatever. This is, I'm not going to get anywhere in this game. Ooh, the iPad cooled down pretty good. Okay. Just the stream music. Okay, well, I'll figure that out later. Oh, you can't even see it. I didn't turn the thing off. Oh, that's... Oh, because it's showing... All right, you don't really need that. Okay, there. Now you're seeing it. Anyway, yeah, this is... I started the stream... Originally, this stream was called Joe Plays Jaws, which because my idea was just to play this game over and over and over and over, which sounded like a funny concept when I first did it, and then I realized, A... that's going to be really boring to anybody watching it because eventually there's only so much of this game you're going to see. It's not that varied a game. And also, even I started getting bored of it. So I stopped doing it. But I do love this game. I play this game. This is like a relaxation game for me. Honestly, if you want a much better, modern version of what this game is for me, it would be a game called Dave the Diver, which is exceptionally good. And I love playing it. That is another comfort game for me. But this is the original version of what, for me now, is Dave the Diver, which is just this very laid-back, ocean-based, stupid game about fighting Jaws, who looks way too small in this for what I think Jaws is in the movies. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be a lot bigger than that. Or she. I'm never really clear, because in Jaws 3, it's a female. I don't know what Jaws 4 is supposed to be. All right. Well, anyway, I'm gonna close this down now and go back to my iPad because, yeah, quit. That was my idea anyway. So hold on. Now there's just a black screen. Oh, because of this. No. Because JAWS is off. All right, yeah. Oh, because the iPad. All right. Hold on, let me turn this off. Power off, please. There we go. All right, let's get back to the iPad. You know what? You can't find this level of entertainment in most places. You really can't. All right. So now the question is, why can't you see the iPad? Oh, I wonder if it went to sleep. Hold on, let me find reflector and list. Oh, there it is. Hold on, let's do that. I think it disconnected because, you know, it was power saving. I'm sure that's what it was. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so all I gotta do is reconnect. And give that a minute. And it should pop up. There we go. Hey, now we're back. Well, anyway. Hold on, I did unmute myself again, right? Okay, I did. Just checking. Like I said, train wreck. Every stream is a new opportunity for me to do something badly. Okay. But I probably will get that that JAWS thing configured correctly so you can actually hear music. Because that's not a bad idea, is just to take a 5-minute JAWS break. And, you know what? This color should be right there. Hold on, let me fix that. Just gonna fix that one little bit right there. Trim that back. Nope, a little too much. Right there. Okay. Because that would be a good way for me to let the iPad cool down. Just to play JAWS for 5 minutes. Which is a perfectly good amount of time to play JAWS. A game I played, it was one of the... I still have so many Nintendo carts up in the closet, which probably do not work at this point because I haven't played them for so long, and it's not like Nintendo cartridges were all that known for being stable anyway. That's why you got the kind of the meme of blowing into the video game cartridge. Well, that was a Nintendo thing. Oh man, the tricks, quotes around the word tricks, that people came up with to make, you know, malfunctioning Nintendo cartridges work. There was one where you'd basically start the game with the cartridge half unclicked from where it was seated into the machine, and then you would fully push it in. There were other ones where you had to have it slightly slid out of the all the way kind of position. I mean, it was just lunacy. But a lot of them did work. To be fair, a lot of them actually seemed to work. But it's just the fact that there were so many. Wow, that just looks like it's wrong, but it's not. So many little tricks that people came up with for this stuff. It's very funny. I remember doing that stuff for so long. Okay, so Chameleon, if you don't mind, when you have a second, and don't feel like you're in a rush, you are hearing me and the background music correctly now, right? It's back to normal, I hope. Or anybody watching, is this back to normal? Or did I somehow screw something up with what I was messing with? Hopefully, oh, you know what? I can unmute now that so I can actually hear the alerts. And I'm gonna just click on something else. Okay, just 'cause I don't like having that resize thing there. Hopefully, I put it back the way it was supposed to be. I think my goal is going to be to finish these green leaves, and then I'll be done. That will probably take me about 15 minutes or so. And this will... Oh, I heard it. I heard the thing. That's a good sign. Let's see. Survey says... Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sorry I took you away from editing. I am familiar with how annoying it can be when you're in the middle of something. Have somebody say, oh, can you check this? Fine. It's right in the middle of deleting a thing, lining something up. But yes, I'll check it. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be my goal, is to have this done. And I am savagely hungry because I didn't eat lunch. Because when I got home, I was worried that, I'd get home and she was going to be limping worse. So that just ate away at me all morning. Fine, right now I'm staring at the wheel of... Oh, no. Yeah. Now I'll ask you, are you editing on Windows or Mac? I assume when you say Wheel of Doom, it's got to be Mac. But now Windows has a Wheel of Doom too. Used to be you'd know the difference by the waiting symbol, you know what I mean? You would know which OS you were on right away. But now, basically, they both have wheels. Windows has the blue wheel or whatever color, and which honestly, between the pinwheel, which is what I still call the Mac wheel of doom, I still call it the pinwheel. I like the Windows one better. I like the kind of ring. I miss the dots. The dots are actually what I think they should have stuck with, is the rotating dots, because they had a nice kind of varied speed to them, which was nice. So I always liked I liked that Windows or Microsoft, if you want to go with the actual manufacturer. That was my Windows is the OS though. That was my preferred. Please wait thing was the little dots. Cheap laptop program. I think it runs Windows. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that circle a lot, because that is one area where I really have to say, for as much as I think a lot of the Mac is better for creative people thing is BS, which a lot of it is, and always has been, as I've said many times. It does, at least for Premiere, depending on what program you're using, but for Premiere, it is no contest that it runs better on the Mac. Even when I was using a Windows machine that was spec'd at least twice as powerfully as the Mac I was using, which for a little while, that's what I was doing. And yet, without fail, that Windows machine would get hung up after it said it was at 100% of an export for probably about an hour. Every single time. Every single time. It would still happen if I was using it today for that, which I very rarely do. I only use that for certain videos. Like anything sub 1 hour I can do on the Windows machine, and I'm willing to pay that penalty just to, I may have to use my iPad instead like I did for the last few minutes. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. It really does make an argument, but of course most people really would never do this. It does make an argument for somebody creating like custom PCs just for, a video editing suite or whatever. That didn't run anything else. If you did enough of that. Obviously only professionals would probably ever need such a thing, but it is lunacy that, how far are we into personal computer technology now? I mean, we're so far in at this point that the idea that some program that only has one thing to do can't do it well on a machine that by any objective evaluation should be able to run it flawlessly. I mean, I have a very good, even a couple of years on now, a very well-spec'd Windows machine. And for most things, it runs like a very well-spec'd Windows machine. And yet Premiere Pro, guaranteed on that last step, it's going to get hung up. I mean, and people say, oh, it's because it's page. I don't want to hear any of that. I don't care what the actual technical answer is. That's Adobe and Microsoft's job to work out. Well, I'm not running Premiere version 2 on Microsoft 3.1. You know what I'm saying? Or Windows 3.1, I should say. And trust me, I ran early Adobe software on early Windows machines. I'd probably rage quit before I got to that level. I cringe myself. Yeah, it's, it's baffling. Because, and especially, here's another thing. Windows and especially Adobe are not cheap. And they run like this. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had Premiere and Photoshop do weird things on the Mac too, but they're generally low-level weirdness. Things where I'm like, wow, this is more bizarre than it is wasting my time. Usually they figure themselves out pretty quickly. Certainly I've never had anything exporting out of the Mac hang up for an hour. I've had other things by the way, on the Mac that don't work anywhere near as well as Windows, even when the Mac is in better shape. So again, I don't want to make it sound like I'm saying that there's something inherently better about Macs. There is not. Every OS, every piece of technology will have its quirks, no doubt about it. But like I said, Microsoft and Adobe, I mean, Photoshop, Premiere, all the core apps. Again, not a new app. That's another thing. If it was new, something Adobe was just getting into, I could probably understand it better to some degree, but that's not the case. You know what? I wonder if these leaves... No, they're fine. Never mind. They look okay. I think it's because I'm looking at them so close, they look off to me, but they're... Oh, wow. Almost done. Yeah, no. There's just no excuse for it at this point. There really isn't. There is just no excuse for these things to run like this. And especially, these companies are printing money. I do not want to be hearing that they can't figure it out. Okay, then take some of the billions you're making and go hire somebody. I always end up having to use something like CapCut because my editing never works on a laptop. It works, my videos always turn out kind of wonky. Well, I'll say this, and I feel like this is an area I've been very lucky in. I have not had problems, because I know a lot of people hate Premiere Pro. But even with Windows involved, I think I've only ever had one that I can think of in a very long string of videos. I think I've only had one that came out with any problems. So even though it makes no sense, it hangs for an hour, after that hour, Windows, Mac, they equally have put out good videos. So I've been lucky there. So, you know, I don't want to make it sound like it's all bad. It's baffling. Fortunately, I also don't get paid to edit videos. Otherwise, that hour would literally be costing me money. But since I don't, I sit there and I just make a funny face at it. But honestly, it doesn't hurt me in the end. So far, it hasn't. I doubt anybody's going to ever pay me to edit videos. So, I don't want to complain, you know, too harshly. But it is strange. And like I said, I really don't have much of a tolerance for it because neither of the companies involved don't have money. Mine always freezes mid-edit. Interesting. I don't know the problem. Well, I do know the Mac does do one weird thing. Occasionally, it won't freeze, but it will get very slow for, again, no reason I can figure out. It will just be really choppy whenever I'm trying to select it. And I don't work with a lot of tracks either. I'm not doing complicated video editing as far as not compared to some of the stuff I've seen. And it'll just start getting really choppy. And if I close it and I wait about 10 minutes and I reopen it, it'll suddenly work. But the thing is, because that might sound like, oh, you're using up RAM or RAMs. I check all that stuff. It's not burning anything up that I can tell. So it's, again, a mystery. I don't know what it is, but I know it does it. You know what? That is looking pretty good. That is looking pretty good. But I've now been streaming for almost 90 minutes. And astonishingly, nothing's gone wrong. So, before I wreck that record, there's a sentence I shouldn't have said with the words that are so similar and so close together, but whatever. Before I tempt fate to destroy everything, or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and bring the stream to a close here. So let's see if I can do this correctly. I did. Yes, I did. Good. So, yeah. Well, very fun stream, and one that was pretty much outside of things I did myself. Technical snafu free, so I'm happy about that. I hope you all are having a very nice Tuesday. And I want to thank you for sticking around, even through, like I said, my inability to do anything with any level of competency. I'm going to flip over my, what do you call it, my desk mat here in the background. Sorry if that's noisy, but just cleaning off stuff and flipping that over. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Put my stuff back. But yeah, I think this is a good place to bring the stream to a close. Hey, thanks, Chameleon. Thanks for hanging out, man. I hope your edits are without major hang-ups for the rest of the evening. The nicest thing you could wish on somebody doing video editing. May your editing be free of any hiccups or hang-ups. And may your exports be smooth, quick, and without error. On that note, everybody, before I forget, go find somebody who's a supporter that makes stuff that you like and support that person in some way. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about anybody else who is trying to actually make a go of making a living at this and could use your help. And that help does not always have to be monetary. I'm sure they'll appreciate it if it is, but it does not have to be. Go find somebody, tell them you like their work, reshare it somewhere. If you can donate something to them, do that. Most people will tell you the ways that you can help them the most. If you subscribe to a YouTube channel for somebody, do that. Or on Twitch, however you do it. Do that stuff for people because they will appreciate it. Or just send them a note and say, hey, I wish I could do more, but I wanted to just tell you that I like your work and it's great. And they'll appreciate that too. On that note, I'm going to get out of here because, like I said, I'm coming right up to an hour and 30 minutes, and I just have a feeling that that 90-minute mark is going to somehow destroy something. So I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for hanging out. Have a wonderful rest of your week because I don't think I'm going to be doing another stream this week. And, yeah, thanks for hanging out and bearing with all my, whatever you call this.